Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're those nerdy guys. I am Bones, and with me, of course,
is Logan.
Yes. Today's video is the PlayStation 5 Showcase 2023.
Actually, Bones, it was the
It's just the
PlayStation
PlayStation,
Showcase because there was VR games
I
there.
really like. No one cares about VR.
First mistake.
Right. Okay. Talking about mistakes.
Mistakes. Am I right? Hey!
So yeah, the Sony PlayStation conference was on yesterday, which would have been the 24th of May, of course, at 9 PM UK time for us. It lasted, what was it, roughly just over an hour?
Yeah, about that.
10-ish?
An hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall opinions, before we get into it,
Meh.
it was just, it was
That was
kind
the
of
most. I'm sorry. That was severely underwhelming of a showcase. It was. The more I
Yeah.
think about it, the more I was like, meh. Like it was. There's like hardly any first party games there from Sony of all people.
yeah.
This was like an Xbox conference. That's what it felt like. They were just showing third party games off. Obviously, that tweet after it, the Xbox tweeted out.
Ah, yes.
Oh, so you cheeky boys.
Cheeky
boys.
But yes, the first game to start off the PlayStation Showcase of 2023 was Fair Games by Haven Studios.
Speaking of which, just another thing. This showcase had way too many CGI trailers. They just don't do it for me.
Well, literally starts off with a CGI trailer.
Yeah, and what was it? It's about 3-man team, usual.
The 3-man team, yeah. Apparently, it's like sort of like a steal from the rich sort of vibe, sort of game. That's what people are sort of gauging from it. That's about it. To be honest.
Payday vibes.
Yeah, kind of that.
Where you go on a heist,
game.
and then from the looks of the CGI trailer, you run into people who are also trying to heist, and you shoot them probably while fighting NPCs trying to guard the bank or the monies or whatever you will call it. This looked like a very, very generic. It's another generic live service, probably free to play game that's going to come out.
Oh, I don't seem to have like any longevity.
So bored of these games, man. What happened to?
Yeah.
It's just like people want to make quick money. Like you probably play a bit. This is fun, and then you stop after a week and don't go back to it.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's the vibe I got from it.
Yeah, I know, it's kind of disappointing. So yeah, start off with
what studio was that? I don't have.
What was
any
it called? It was called.
I don't have any.
Haven Studios.
Haven Studios.
Yes.
Never heard of them. The next game.
No.
The next game I actually thought looked really good.
Yes. Helldivers 2.
Well surprised by this game.
Yes.
I knew this game was coming out. It was in the NVIDIA leaks, so it was going to come eventually. But I did not expect it to look the way it did.
No, considering obviously the first one, which was
Top
2015, was a top-down shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun. We played it. We only played like a handful of hours. We didn't
Yeah.
play too much of it, but from what we played, it was enjoyable. It was fun.
It was hard. It was punishing but rewarding. That's what I want.
Yes.
And this game just looks like, I don't know, a mix of like I'm playing Starship Troopers on the Steam, and it kind of looked like that, where you're in a squad. Obviously, Starship Troopers 16 years against the bugs, but it's like sci-fi, basically a sci-fi shooter, and you pick up like loot and stuff, and you got objectives when you land on the alien planet.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's gonna be just as hard as the first game, but like that, and it's third-person view now. It looks like mega budget. Like, it's big budget now.
It does.
The first game was not big budget. The first game was an indie game. This one's big budget, so they've
This
obviously
was
gone
why I
funds.
was very surprised when like the whole perspective on the game had changed to like third person. Like, okay, they've got a budget here. Clearly, they have faith in the studio to deliver with this game. Yeah, if it's anything like the first, builds on it, I can see it being a really solid, fun game.
I'll definitely play this game.
Yeah.
Even if I'm assuming it'll cost money, but like I'll definitely get it as well.
Oh no, yeah, 100%.
Like I thought it looked really good. Nice graphics. The gameplay looked fun. It'd be fun with your friends or just in the squad up to people. I don't know what the squad was up to though. Was it 3 or 4? I think the first one was 4. So I'm assuming this will be 4 as well.
Yeah, 3 or 4. It's always the standard.
Yeah. So yeah, that game actually looked really good. I was like, okay,
yeah,
we're on to something. The next game. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Immortals of
Avium? Something like that, yeah.
Avium. I thought this game looked very generic.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It just looked like sensory overload for me when I was watching it. In terms of just
the magic attacks look cool and all that, but then I was like, it's just him doing this constantly.
It's just like Doctor Strange. Like that's kind of all it is. He's just like constantly going like both hands, and it just I don't know. It doesn't seem.
I'm pretty sure it's a third-party game as well.
Yeah, it doesn't seem. I don't know. Like it's out pretty soon actually.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm
pretty
sure
July
it's out.
July 20th.
July 20th, yeah.
That's pretty soon.
I mean,
I don't know about that.
I won't be getting that.
No,
No.
I just not for me.
Nah.
Next game was Ghost Runner 2. I didn't actually play. I've never played the first one.
Neither have I. I've wanted to. I've had it on like my list because I thought
Is it on Game Pass?
I like. Yes, it is.
Or was it was on at one
Or
point?
it was. It either is or it is not. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
Like it looks cool. I actually should try that game. I think I actually wouldn't mind playing it, and I'd probably enjoy it.
See, I thought you would like it obviously because it's a cyberpunk-esque game, and obviously given
And you're a ninja.
yeah, it's like a combination of like your two favorite things.
Exactly. So
Exactly.
I probably should fucking like it. I probably should play it actually. You know what? I will try it out before. I'll definitely try it out before the second one. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's very hard to describe that game. It's very highly tech, bouncing about with a sword and like popping people up. Really all I know. It's the kind of what I got from the trailers.
It's quite like a fast-paced first person
parkour.
It's almost like Mirror's Edge and Doom in a way, but more Doom in terms of like the fast movement in that sort of vein.
I definitely need to try it.
Oh no, yeah, definitely.
Next game is something that I actually thought looks fucking incredible.
This one was like the first one where I thought, okay,
Phantom Blade
yeah.
Zero. This,
Yes.
I think, as far as I'm aware, it is an Unreal Engine 5 as well. Hence why the game looked the environments looked absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, it looks stunning.
Like, how would you describe this game? Souls.
You can tell it's a Souls-esque
Souls-like.
game.
Souls-esque. It's definitely Souls, guys.
Yeah.
And the combat looked really sick.
Oh, it looks like a very fast-paced sword combat,
Mhm.
Souls-esque kind of game. Amazing visuals. The art style in terms of like character design and all that from what we've seen in enemy variations, I
Yeah.
thought looked really like amazing, to be honest.
Combat kind of looked like Ghost of Tsushima, kind of. The way it was like, the way he would like deflect off other like weird-looking ninja people.
Yeah, it looks like almost because obviously Ghost of Tsushima had certain stances that you'd have to do against certain enemies. This looks like it's almost, I guess, doing something like that.
Better than a Souls-like world, it seems.
Which
From
is
looks of it, anyway.
yeah, which
very
is very
dark and
interesting.
gritty and looks like gory. But there's a part, I'll put it up in the video, but there's a part when he's just like deflecting swords off like 3 different people.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just so fluid the way the combat looks. I know some people are like, oh, it's scripted. I think it probably is scripted. They probably they did that for the showcase. But like, if that's how it is a lot of the time, then that's pretty class. That's definitely a game that looks really good, and I'm definitely keeping an eye on that one. And that is a PS5 game, as far as I'm aware.
Just PS5, yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Maybe it's surprised they go to PC as well.
Well,
PlayStation
yeah.
are doing that more and more. The next game, Sword of the Sea.
Sword of the Sea. I do not remember this game.
I'm not gonna lie, you're dying.
Oh no, this is the one that's by it's kind of like a
Oh, so this one's
Journey,
Journey.
but like with skateboarding. I mean, it looked okay.
Never played Journey.
Looked.
I've heard amazing things, but never played it.
It looked like sort of like a, like a Sunday sort of game where you just, it's like almost like mindless sort of just like therapeutic.
Hungover,
sort of fun.
emotional, looking to cry. I've had many of those days.
I don't know. I mean, I might check it out when it comes out, but as of just now, I'm not too fussed about it. I'm not really sort of like hyped for it or anything, I would say.
Next game, the Talos?
The Talos Principle 2.
Puzzle game. Not my cup of tea. I'm not gonna lie, don't really remember this one either.
This is another sort of this is definitely
There was quite a few games where I was just looking up and I seen like, nope, not my cup of tea, and I kind of just fall off it and just like, I don't know, it just doesn't do anything for me. It has to be like special for me to like.
Yeah, it's one of that things where
Especially
like,
puzzle games.
if you like
not
it
a big
or not.
fan. Not a big fan of puzzle games.
No.
Let's find them.
But the next
and
game,
then you get people that like puzzle games are so fucking up themselves. You just don't understand because you're stupid. You little scrub. Go play Call of Duty. It's like, all right, mate. All right, fucking Einstein.
oh, but yeah, the next game is one that definitely I would say caught our attention, even just from like what was it? Was it like just that? It was pretty just a trailer, or was it gameplay?
It was kind of just like I think it was like sort of like gameplay sort of trailer where that's what the game will look like when you're moving about and all that.
Yeah,
That's the art style of the game. If you're going to be moving about, that's sort of really sick. What's it called? Neva,
however you pronounce it, by Giant Squid, developer behind Gris. Familiar with that?
No, I've never heard of that.
Yes.
Game, I started crying during the trailer. I was like, I texted him being like, getting emotional vibes from this right at the start, and then like at the end, oh nah.
Well, literally the description that this website
The little fox deer thing
has
dies.
put, is
and this little baby's trying to comfort you.
obviously Giant Squid developer is working on a beautiful game starring a sword person and a white wolf with antlers, and looks to be a serious heartbreaker, judging from the trailer.
Right, it's a fucking heartbreaker. Yeah. I started getting watery eyes. I was like, bones, my eyes are leaking. Help! It's like, what's this game called?
It's hard.
No one's talking, and I was just like, I was literally crying. I must be really emotional last night or something. I don't know what happened.
I mean, you know what it was?
Ended up hugging my dog to death.
That's literally what I thought when I was watching it. It just reminds you of like your dog,
or animal, or just an animal you own or something.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Loves you, and it looks really fucking emotional. I got Studio Ghibli vibes on the aesthetic of the trailer. Yeah. So
no,
if you've seen those movies, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
When you see this, but yeah, that's definitely a game I'll be playing.
Oh, from that trailer alone, it definitely has it's piqued my interest, and I'll definitely check out.
It looks like it's gonna be unique.
But speaking of games that have no interest,
wow.
Yeah, the next one. This one, I don't understand. I don't see who it's for. I don't see why the purpose of it. I don't see what it's like going to do for anyone involved.
Some sort of arena-based shooter, kind of.
Yeah, called Foam Stars.
Shooter. Bubbles at each other or something.
Square Enix doesn't look very good, if I'm being honest. I know it sounds harsh because studios.
It's in the name, but there's like bubbles and shit everywhere, and it's like, where are they fighting into a fucking bath? Like, oh my god, this game looks fucking terrible. It just looks so bad. I was like, as soon as that was happening, I was like, oh, the showcase is. This has not been good so far. Let's be honest.
No, it's definitely there's been a lot more misses than hits.
Yeah, way too many misses for me personally. None of my cup of tea. The next one, the Plucky Squire, a storybook kind of game.
Yeah, again, not our kind of game.
Really, not my type of game.
No.
And I know a lot of people, but there's always an audience for these games.
Oh no, definitely.
It's just not on this channel for those sort of games. I'm always willing to try new games, but I'm not going to spend money on these games. They don't look great.
No, it's one of the things.
I remember seeing Stray and being like, fuck me, that's a game I'll buy. Took me a long time. I ended up getting it for Xbox. No, I got it for PS5. But it just took a while.
It took a while to get around to it.
I love that game. That's literally one of my favorite games. Played on quite well. A game that I thought was Minecraft for a split second.
I thought it was going to be like PlayStation's
Teardown
version of Minecraft,
yeah, Teardown. So the description here is from that website. What's the website called? Dexerto? Anyway, they say Teardown. With a blocky look that will draw quick comparisons to Minecraft and Lego games, Teardown is a GTA-style heist and shooter game set to come to the PS5 soon.
Heist and shooter game?
Yeah, because it's got like guns and stuff in it. As soon as I saw the gun, I was like, ooh, this isn't Minecraft. I thought it was like a dark, gritty Minecraft they were doing and it was going to come out and everything. But
is it? I remember
the movement and all that, the way that it was moving and the way you use stuff, I was like, that's like Minecraft code. That's like coding from Minecraft. Like the way everything looked. But then it's like the darker, gritty style, and I was like, it's definitely not as kiddie like, if you know what I mean. That game looks alright. I'll see how I'll keep an eye on that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Could be good. And then we got, no surprise, let's be honest, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater Remake. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is Metal Gear Solid 3, right?
It is now, because a lot of the websites are saying it's Metal Gear Solid 3, but at the time
they're just calling it Snake Eater Remake, and it is Metal Gear Solid 3. Never played it. I know nothing about it. I've always wanted to play those games, so I'm actually looking forward to this because I loved Metal Gear Solid 5, and I played the second game, Sons of Liberty, when I was a kid, and PS2. That's my only experience in Metal Gear Solid games.
Jeez, the only other experience I have is what was it called? Metal Gear Solid Phantom? Is it Phantom something?
Phantom Pain. That was the fifth one, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the only one I have any sort of experience with.
That was a really good game. I loved that game.
Metal Gear Solid
I played a lot of that game as well. Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, someone can tell me if I'm wrong, Metal Gear Solid 3 is a prequel to the first game. And I think that's why they're starting with this one in the remake.
Oh, right, okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if they plan to remake all. This is really successful, which it probably will be if they nail it. They will remake. I think the first one's been strongly rumored for it. It was in the Nvidia leaks as well.
So similar to like what's happening with the Resident Evil franchise these days.
Yeah, it's definitely a way to make good money. You don't have to invest. You're not investing. You're obviously remaking the game. So you are.
No, yeah,
it is a lot of work.
But it's already an established IP.
Yeah, it's established IP as well. So you don't have to think of a new story or anything like that. You just go with the same story and maybe just add to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kojima has nothing to do with this. It is his game, but Konami seem to be getting back in the market for games.
Quite interesting. That obviously the whole Kojima obviously is no longer involved in that whole aspect of like.
That must hurt him when he sees that.
Yeah, like it kind of raises more questions of like, what are they going to do for the future? It's like, yeah, like you said there, this almost looks like it's going to be, like one of this modern soft reboots in terms of we've had like
Just
with
going
Resident Evil and stuff like that.
I think this, and they'll go to the first one, and then I don't know what the rest of the story is. I don't know when the second one takes place. I know he plays Raiden as well in that game. Anyway, yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll definitely play that game. Especially the AI and stuff, and the Metal Gear games seem to be really good.
Yeah.
Next one.
You ready to pronounce this?
You go for it.
It is Towers of Aghasba. Or Aghasba.
Aghasba.
I don't know, we're so uncultured.
Aghasba.
Aghasba.
Looks shite. Sorry, Des. This is just not my game. Swear to God, Xbox, if you start finding out these indie games are just not my cup of... I'm going to put it this way. I'll save it at the end.
There was a moment where I thought, okay, this looks like a really quite a large open world game. It looks kind of impressive in that sense. But at the same time, it doesn't
not
pique my interest.
It's not doing anything for me.
No.
I'm being spoiled by Sony with their juicy, big budget, amazing games.
Well, yeah, it's kind of what you expect.
We didn't really
these
get
days.
that. Next game, which we are all fully aware of, because it comes out next month, and it's going to be amazing because I'm going to be getting it day one, and I've got a day off from work to
And
play
you can
it.
tell
I'm going to be sitting in my pants,
he's excited.
not speaking to my girlfriend, not speaking to anyone, playing this game all weekend and not moving. I'm going to have a nap. No, maybe not that. Final Fantasy 16.
Ooh.
I have no idea what the story for this game is about. It seems to be very dark, gritty, high fantasy. I've seen some reporting calling it like a Game of Thrones-esque sort of like world with a lot of politics involved. The combat looks incredible. Yoshi P, the guy that saved Final Fantasy 14 and is basically the director of those games, is the producer in this game and wrote the story as far as I'm aware. And he was the one that got the Devil May Cry 5 combat director into this game. That's why the combat in this game is very flashy, very like fucking cool. It looks sick. The only problem is he plays a guy called Clive, and I'm not getting that. Clive. There was Steve.
Is he an established character, or
No,
is he
no.
new in the series?
No, every Final Fantasy, everything's new.
Oh, right, okay.
So every Final Fantasy is not related to each other.
All right, I thought it was like sort of like an entwining story like throughout the whole thing. Like maybe not like in terms of like, oh, this is a sequel straight after it. But I thought same universe.
No, every Final Fantasy is different universe, different characters. The only ones that stay the same are like Sid.
That's pretty wild.
It tends to be Sid. He's the one that kind of like Final Fantasy 7 has like guns and stuff. This game's High Fantasy doesn't have like weapons.
So they're on Final Fantasy 16.
The Aeons and all that, like the gods or whatever, like Ifrit, Shiva, they're always in these games. Like the gods, like they're like the big powerful.
Right. Okay.
Like
so they're the only
gods.
thing like throughout the Final Fantasy games that
are
like,
kind of like the same.
Stay the same.
Yeah, stay the same. They're like their powers are rough. Obviously, their powers not slightly changed, but like Shiva's always ice powers related magic and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
She's always tidy as fuck. Am I right? Like Ifrit, he's like the fire demon. That's who you play. As far as I'm aware, you have Ifrit's power, and it has all these different nations. And that's kind of like all I know about it. I'm kind of glad that's all I know about it. I don't know too much. And to be honest, they don't get much from the trailers, apart from
sometimes
it's going to be an epic adventure. It's going to be huge. And it is built for PS5 only and nothing else. This isn't a PS4. To me, this is the first next-gen game that is proper next-gen. Like, you got God of War, which was amazing, but that was also on PS4. You got Horizon. That was also on PS4. Was it Forbidden West was on PS4, but the expansion wasn't.
It was, because I remember it was
but the expansion was
terribly.
PS5 only.
Yeah.
But this game is literally built for the PS5, and to me, this is the first proper next-gen experience. You know, I got Elden Ring as well. That wasn't on last gen. That was on next.
No, that wasn't last gen.
That was next gen as well.
Yeah.
But like, to me, this is like utilizing everything to do with the PS5, and they spoke about how they got the engineers from Sony to help them optimize the game and use it to its full potential. And this game looks absolutely gorgeous as well.
I mean, as they should though.
The graphics and everything look amazing.
Yeah, that is.
I think this is going to take Final Fantasy back to the top, like RPGs and things to play. And it's out next month, June.
June
What?
22nd.
22nd. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too long.
I've got a lot of good weeks ahead. Got Diablo 4 next week as well.
Ooh.
I bought the special edition so I can play it early. Because I'm fucking schooled, I tell you. I played the beta and I liked it, so I know what I'm getting with it. I hope.
Yeah, no, similar. So next up is a game actually that I'm actually really looking forward to.
I thought it looked really good as well, this game.
It did, didn't it?
Just
but it's not your kind of game, is it?
no, too scary for me.
Yeah, it's not that you don't
I want to play.
You want to play it, but it's like horrors aren't your thing.
My heart can't take it.
So yes, it is Alan Wake 2 from Remedy Entertainment. Obviously, this is the sequel to 2010's Alan Wake, which of course was a terrific series, yes. And this one looks very, I don't know, I'd say it looks very more dark.
What's
themed.
it about? I did read that you don't have to play the first one to play this game.
Yes, that is one thing I've taken from the website. There's some details I know about it. It's a psychological survivor horror. I mean, no shit, looks like it.
Yeah, definitely.
It can be played without playing the first game, like you said, obviously, of course. There is 2 playable protagonists, Alan Wake himself and Sega, how you pronounce it, Anderson. And their stories apparently can be played in any order, which is interesting in terms of like how the structure of the story goes in terms of like playing whichever one. Apparently it is coming out on October 17th on PS5, Xbox, PC.
Graphically, it looks amazing as well.
Yes.
Shout out to that.
And also, it is only a digital-only release, which
I don't like that. I
it's
think
an interesting thing to do.
People should be given choice. And nowadays they're doing with physical is they're not even fucking putting the game in the physical.
Yes.
They're putting the game in the disc wherever. You put it in, it's like, you must download 50 gigabytes. And it's like, that's shitty. That's a shitty thing to do.
Well, this is from the Alan Wake 2 website, obviously. So the question here is, why is Alan Wake 2 a digital-only release? Their answer is, there are many reasons for this. For one, a large number have shifted to digital only. You can buy a Sony PlayStation 5 without a disc drive on an Xbox without a disc drive. It's not uncommon to release modern games as digital only. Secondly, not releasing a disc keeps the price of the game down at $59.99.
Oh, all I hear is excuses.
And finally,
Give
we
people
do not
choice.
want to ship a disc product and have it require a download for the game. We do not think this would make for a great experience
2 discs.
either.
What's wrong with 2 discs?
Don't know.
It doesn't explain why it's not done that. Well, when they won't give it a disc, they don't want you to download the game. What do you mean? What does that mean?
That just implies that
What's
like,
a Blu-ray disc? I'm pretty sure is 50 gigs on a disc. Well, the game's like 30. You can fit on one disc.
yeah. I think it almost implies like
But,
that
like-
they would send it out and it would just be like a digital download.
On games nowadays, probably 100 gigs. Like that's 2 discs.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like, so what? Put 2 discs in. People do buy the stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Choice is good.
As much as I do kind of buy more digital games these days,
Oh yeah, I do all the time as well. But like,
but there's times where I still want a physical copy of a
Yeah,
game
yeah.
because it's something you just like having it. You like having it in like your collection. You like being able to just
I
play
bought
it
the
anytime.
Final Fantasy 16 Special Edition, which cost me £100.
Oof, damn.
Comes in a box set and a metal case and a little bit and things like that.
Like steel, like almost like a
Yeah.
steelbook case.
I'm gonna message Square Enix being like, excuse me, make sure that if I can get it on day one. I got Final Fantasy 7 Remake like on the back there, Special Edition, and I got that. I'm pretty sure like 5 days early because of COVID at the time. So they were worried about people getting their shipments. They were sending them out way early.
Damn.
Boss, got my game early. Loved it. Next game.
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Based in- is it Baghdad? Is Baghdad the sea? A Middle Eastern place anyway.
Takes place before the events of Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
You play as a character that was in that game.
Yeah,
You
Basim.
mean it, yeah. Basim. Who turns out to be Loki, I'm pretty sure.
The thing with Assassin's Creed games, it's an Ubisoft game. They're just the same when it's an open world game.
This one's gone back to the old games, where it's like stealth and the combats.
I feel like they
the
say
combats. I know, but the
that
combats.
every game.
No, I'm saying this in a way like I don't particularly care because I remember people used to moan about you need to change Assassin's Creed. Then it didn't Origins made it RPG and people loved it. Now people are like, you need to make it back. We want the old Assassin's Creed back. I was like, no.
That's always the
All
problem.
you were like moaning about this. Now you're wanting it back. Fucking make your minds up.
That sounds like the Call of Duty fan base.
Oh, don't get me started on that fan base. The fucking most annoying.
Where's the movement? Movement. Oh, movement
Oh.
kings.
Shut the fuck up.
But yeah, it's actually out. Is it not? I presume yeah, it's out October 12th. I don't think I'll be getting it.
Like graphically, it looks amazing, but everything else, I was like, it was like, oh, you can parkour and dive about the place. Like,
You've done that the
been doing that
last,
since
like,
been doing that since the first game.
8 Assassin's Creed games.
9 or 10 at this rate.
They all get to a certain point. I feel like initially when you get the new Assassin's Creed game, you're like, okay, yeah, I'll give this a chance. This is like promising. Like Valhalla was, I did enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
But it
I played
gets
like
to a point
I played like 40 old
where
hours
it
of that
gets
game.
really stale,
Yeah.
and everything just feels the same, and it's like really
Yeah.
repetitive. It's
Too
just-
repetitive.
Yeah, which is like a classic like Ubisoft. That's what they do with Far Cry. Far Cry is just the same game.
Because it's
over and over.
Vikings as well, so I got a bit of a soft spot, so I tend to
Yeah,
be a bit biased towards that sort of setting. We don't have
but
enough
this,
Viking-based games.
yeah, this setting doesn't really. I don't know, it doesn't really do it for me.
So
I think when the Japan one comes out.
you got Ghost of Tsushima, just play that game.
Yes. Yeah, never mind.
Combat's just superior, so wait till the second one, because that did not get announced! We all know what's getting made, let's be honest.
Oh yeah,
It's such a good game.
We'll save that for the end, Ron.
Right, so next one is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. No idea what this game is. A remake of a hit JRPG, apparently. We'll drop for PlayStation players winter 2023. It's obviously this year. To me, it just looks like your typical anime-styled RPG. And it's like, you love them or hate them. I don't really like these games that much. There's the odd one I'll like, okay, that looks sick. This one didn't do it for me.
I feel like they all kind of just look the same.
Yeah,
really.
I don't know what the story is. Doesn't really tell you much of the story, to be honest. Yeah, flashy trailer. Not really doing it for me, unfortunately.
No.
Next, we had Street Fighter 6. I'm not a fighting fan. I don't know what you think.
I'm not a fighting fan
huge
either, really.
fan base these games have.
Especially Street Fighter, yeah.
Yeah, them and Mortal Kombat are like the two kings.
I don't know,
as far as
like
I'm
from
aware.
what I've seen, is this not supposed to be like not an open world, but in terms of like almost like not a hub area, but like you can wander around like an open-esque area, apparently.
Oh, kind of? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like fight I don't know random people like civilians or something like that. I
Oh,
mean,
really?
I think so. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but I
Are they
swear
trying
I've
something
seen a
different
clip
with
like
fighting
that.
games now, are they?
I think
No,
so.
they
Yeah.
don't. A lot of the fighting games do have stories. Like Mortal Kombat has a very passionate story. You know, Injustice had a really good story.
Yeah.
I'm sure Street Fighter has the same. But I would like more like, you know what, I'm not gonna put my opinion in because I don't really play this game. So what the fuck do I know?
No, yeah, I suppose that's fair.
Like I don't
it's
know.
not really something that we.
Because imagine a Street Fighter
familiar
fan
with.
listen to this, they'd be like, "Shut your fucking mouth."
They'd be like, you know nothing.
You know nothing.
about
And I
it."
was like,
which
I-
is yeah.
I've done that in many videos where you like someone like say something about Halo. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's a fair assessment to be honest. We don't
Yeah,
know
so
anything about it.
I'm not gonna
so,
say anything.
yeah.
I suck at those games. That's why I don't really play them that much. Like I'm actually terrible. The only ones I'm good at is Smash Bros. And that's good,
I'm
not
even good at
amazing
Smash
or
Bros.
shit. Yeah, if I went online, I'd probably get smashed. I didn't even mean that. Next game, Ultros.
Was it Ultros? Ultros?
Ultros.
What the hell is that?
Ultros.
I do not remember that.
I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like I don't remember half these games.
Either do I. I probably looked at it and went,
Yeah, not for me.
No, just not for me. But I'm sure there's an audience out there for it.
Yeah.
Some sort of 2D game.
Platformer or
I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. Yeah. So I'm
Oh,
here.
well.
This website says it's similar to Hollow Knight.
oh, I played Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was actually quite a good game.
So you would probably like this game then.
I don't know. Can't remember it so much.
You're probably like me. Just like, doesn't look fancy enough for me. Move on.
Where's the guns?
Where's Call of Duty? Call of Duty. Next game. This was also on the NVIDIA leaks from a couple of years ago. Is Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yes.
This game looks sick. I played the first one very late.
I've not played the first one.
360
No.
times. And you know, it's actually a really good game.
I know it's held in
It's
like pretty high regard.
severely underrated, like for a high fantasy. Just because I don't know, it was maybe a Japanese studio, so everyone just must have assumed it was gonna be shit.
I kind of overlooked that.
Like I feel like maybe they didn't like show off enough. Maybe because at the time as well, during those days, it was like Skyrim was just everywhere.
just taking over everything.
Yeah, everything. So like it kind of got buried. But the graphics in this game look really good as well. Combat looks sick. Dragons and shit. No idea what the story is in these games. But that's a game I actually will be buying day one. Because I just love fantasy games. So if it's fantasy and RPG, then I'm right in there.
Yeah, no, I think I'll check that out as well, to be honest.
Yeah, looks really good. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Really don't care.
You know what your game with that.
Yeah.
Move on. Resident Evil 4 VR mode. I think Resident Evil is the only game that's actually trying to make VR games.
Yeah, because they did it with Village
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they did one before that as well.
Yeah, they done it
6.
for
Biohazard.
Biohazard. Yeah,
Biohazard.
I could see it being like a pretty entertaining VR game. I mean,
It's the whole game as well, so it's like,
pretty good.
I mean, that'd be class to play if you're in VR. You fucking scary.
I'd be terrifying. There's
Especially
certain
some-
parts as well where like
There's definitely some parts,
would
yeah,
be terrifying.
that were fucking very scary. That would be really cool though. If you're VR, got a VR, PlayStation VR, that's definitely a game I would definitely get.
Yeah, you just got like £500 to throw around.
Yeah. I think this is when we hit the VR section. So you got Arizona Sunshine. So that's that zombie like VR game.
Was that a VR game?
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
right,
sure.
okay.
I'm
Oh.
pretty sure it was. Wasn't it?
I
It
don't know,
is.
I've
Virtual,
not really paid
it
attention.
is a VR game. Yeah, that's right.
Ah.
Zombie game. There's a dog. You have a dog. You just see him kill zombies, but it doesn't really tell you what you can do in it or anything. So at least there was a wee bit of gameplay at least.
I bet, yeah. It looks like it's almost relying on just like
Crossfire,
comedy.
Sierra Squad, another VR game. So it's like plays 2 squad members going into a house and cleaning it out. That's all you kind of see for a building. Yeah,
It's almost like that
looks,
kind of like.
to me that feels like these games feel like demos for a VR game.
You know what
Not
they feel
actual.
like? They feel like, you know what, like the arcade or something like that, where you'd get those
Yeah,
like
yeah,
stupid like sort
Yeah,
of like,
sort of like
gun games, like
yes.
almost on the rails.
yeah, that's exactly what it feels like.
That's
That's
what it feels
exactly
like.
what it'll be.
Yeah.
Apart from the Resident Evil, because who makes Resident Evil again? Capcom.
Yeah, Capcom.
Capcom, yeah. They're on a fucking roll nowadays.
Oh.
Next
Money.
game,
Synapse.
Synapse.
I think it's supposed to be like
Synapse.
synopsis, but like it's.
I was going to say synopsis. I was going to say synopsis, but that's not. Again, another VR game, shooter. There's really not much else to say with this one. I thought this one looked the worst of all of them.
It did.
It just looks so boring and generic. Like,
Yeah.
again, it's like what you say. It's like those games you go. It's like everything's just like brought in front of you. You just got
Yeah.
just use this and look about. And
Just
that's
like
it.
old school on the rails sort of
It's
game.
not for me. Yeah.
No.
I don't have like. I'm not inclined to buy a VR headset because the price of them like £500.
Yeah, I
And
can't
there's not enough
justify
games. There's no
that.
games. There's no like actual like I can sit down and play this for hours and hours games unless it's like a Forza or Gran Turismo or something. I'm sure it's fucking class in those games.
I can see those games being like.
Imagine Mario
good for-
Kart. Mario Kart VR.
Oh, that would be interesting.
That is how you make money. Next game, Beat Saber
Oh my god, that. See, watching that. I don't know
VR
why.
again.
That just done something. Like it was just. It seemed so.
This is the
I
part
don't know.
of the showcase that got so fucking boring that I don't even
Yeah.
remember what this is. I have no I don't actually remember a single thing about this.
It's just like going like that, hitting squares to like the tune of like music. That's all it is.
So like Rock Band, Guitar Hero, but shitter. Because this Guitar
I
Hero
mean,
that
more
you
than,
had the,
more
the
than shit.
guitar and all
The
that.
guitar and that you have a guitar, so you
So
actually
it makes
feel
you
it's part of the
think.
game.
I had the drums for Rock Band.
This is just like you're just going like that and trying to hit cubes in front of you. God.
Next game we have Marathon, Bungie's next sci-fi game.
Oh yes.
I'm pretty sure they announced this a wee while back. But we knew they were making a game that
Yeah.
was a sci-fi extraction shooter. And I think that's exactly what this game is. It looks like a PvP versus maybe PvE, I assume, in it. I'd love a good extraction shooter, and I trust Bungie. But the aesthetic of the characters looked a bit too
Didn't really like it.
like I want more grittiness. I want more of a gritty sci-fi. This looked too
They
bright,
looked almost
bright
like,
and clean and shiny.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It looked a bit too
Aye.
like, dude, nice shot, and your characters high five each other. Like I don't want that shit. I want like Tarkov, but like sci-fi, and not as like sweaty and broken and shit.
It seemed too clean in a way, like
yeah,
too clean
way
and
too
like
clean, way
very,
too clean.
very vibrant.
But it was a CGI trailer.
Well, I mean, yeah, I suppose.
But the trailer was like that's the vibe you got.
Yeah.
But I trust them to make a good game, good shooter at least. So we got Destiny 2, The Final Shape, which is incoming, the next major content release, probably around October, November time maybe. I imagine it'll come out, and they're going to. Wait, no, Destiny 2, The Final Shape will release in August. Oh, I thought they were going to talk about it properly in August, so it was going to release in August. I was completely wrong.
Interesting.
Cade is back. For
The
some reason.
sacrifice was for nothing. I
So
don't
that
know.
entire expansion, Forsaken, which was their best expansion by far in Destiny 2, was for nothing. So yeah, if you're well into Destiny, I loved Destiny last year, but I did not play the new expansion because I saw these bright lights and corny dialogue.
the whole neon. Sort of like,
it went too corny for me. And then obviously when the game released, a lot of people did not like the
what was
writing.
it? Was it Lightfall?
People
or-
hated, people hated the writing. That they're like, Bungie basically brought it back to being dark and gritty and like shit's going down. Like people are gonna die in this expansion because the city's falling again.
And then they brought it back to like
Like,
original
I don't know,
Destiny
like,
1 writing.
yeah, not
like
Destiny
Peter
1, like
Dinklage.
Destiny 2 at launch, where it was just like cringe. It really cringe dialogue, where it's trying to be like Marvel,
You'd expect
and
better.
it's just cringe. Like I don't know, pish, I say. But they bring it back to be like something like that. I'll definitely go back to it eventually. And we finished off with as expected, because it is coming out this year,
Yes.
is Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, baby.
And this game looks, as expected, it like wasn't a surprise. This game looks really good.
Oh no,
And
yeah, you know this game's
You
gonna
see
be
Craven
amazing.
the Hunter at the
The
start.
Hunter.
Big shredded dude. Fucking the same size as the Hulk, pretty much. So obviously, he's obviously playing as the villain in this game, but we all know
Yeah.
it starts in the trailer. It starts off with Spider-Man in the black symbiote suit, and the graphics, everything looks really sick. Looks very cleaner. The lighting looks a lot better in this game. You obviously play as Peter Parker and Miles Morales.
Yeah.
And it seems to be you can switch between them, like kind of like what reminds me of GTA 5.
Yeah, it's like a GTA character. You just
So
like,
I
literally
imagine,
switch.
I wonder if they did that in the main game, where you like just in the sandbox where you can just switch between them both.
Yeah.
New areas. I think they've added like Brooklyn and Queens.
I mean, you kind
I
of
don't know
need
what
that.
is. I know those are places. They must be, obviously they're not in the main island of New York. They're in like over the little bridge, I think. I'm not an American. I don't know.
I thought it was all just in the same island. I don't know.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you have to go over a bridge.
Oh yeah, because the Brooklyn Bridge.
Ah,
Boom. Geography.
We're gonna be Americans one day. and then it ended.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, yeah, it was.
And I was like,
good to see Spider-Man
I was like, Bones, wait, they're gonna show Last of Us factions off.
because it went dark.
It went
right?
dark. And you go in the chat, everyone was like,
What is happening?
is there something else coming? I was like, no, it just kind of just went.
Yeah.
Bye.
And then it kind of got to the point where it was like, okay, we've waited too long, but maybe something could come up. And then it's like, okay, no, this is definitely it. So yes, as Logan mentioned, no information, no nothing of the Last of Us factions, which we have been waiting for.
Since Last of Us Part 2.
Yes.
In
And we
2020.
still have-
That released in 2020.
So
And
nothing.
they spoke about how they got ambitious and they're letting that big team go and make their own full game. So I was like, okay, that sounds sick. I thought it would have been out latest last year.
Yeah.
But they're fucking still making a multiplayer only game. Like, is this game going to be like huge? Is it going to be massive? We know nothing about it. I was thinking it'd be like Extraction. You get loot, you build up your base and stuff like that. You can
Yeah.
maybe join up with other people and join up. Both of you, like, you join a group of people, like real people, and make your own like camp and help and feed the people. Because that's what you did in factions in the first one. You have your own little camp and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was very, very, very basic, very minimal. But like that was the idea.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is gonna be big budget, like Tarkov sort of style, where you go into a map and it's gonna be gritty, it's gonna be zombies, there's gonna be other enemy NPCs, and then real players.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's what I think. That's what I hope.
I feel like it has to be because for like a few reasons. One, they definitely have the budget for it. Two, they have the time and resources for sure. And obviously Sony seems to have a lot of faith.
Sony's
in them
going
and
deep
this.
into the live service market as well.
And with it, I feel like it has to be
yeah.
something.
And
Like,
part
has to
two
be
game,
something
part
big.
2 gameplay with a part 2, like amazing, like really good AI.
If it's done right,
And the gore.
if
It
it's
has
done
to have
right,
the gore.
it could be
Fucking
absolutely amazing.
Like a game that I'll get addicted to. Because
Oh yeah,
I love part 2 and I love the gameplay in it. It's so fun. Obviously, the graphics are amazing as well.
it's
The
it's like
environments,
it's so
everything about it.
smooth.
The
and
facial
crisp.
animations, like when you kill someone, it's like you can see their face, like life, just leave their body. Sometimes I pause it and just do it in slow motion so you can see. It's so good. Right, anyway, yeah. No Last of Us!
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand.
Oh, I was so disappointed.
So when do you think we'll see
what would you
anything?
rate this?
Overall, the show,
Yeah.
the showcase.
Out of 10.
I'm honestly trying to think of like the ones that I liked. I think maybe the ones that I like and that I have an interest in are maybe about maybe 4 or 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think overall, maybe like a 5. That's
Yeah.
kind of being generous a little bit.
I'm saying on 6, where it was meh.
It was so.
Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
You kind of expected more.
Yeah,
Like,
so
you really
5 or
did.
6. So I'd say 6, you say 5. It's like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 5.
yeah.
It's just I don't know.
6.
It's bang in the middle. It's not. It wasn't
Maybe because
amazing.
you know what, if that game didn't make me cry in the middle, or near the start, I'd probably sit at 5. But
Oh,
because
yeah.
a game trailer made me cry for some reason, I don't know what's. I get really emotional when it comes to animals.
Yeah, but no,
See if it was like a fucking child, I'd be like, shit happens.
you're like Order 66.
Execute Order 66. But
Ah,
yeah, I give it a 6. CGI trailers as well don't do anything for me. I think that's why it obviously lowers it. I'm sure a lot of Sony fanboys and all that would probably agree.
They're just nice to
This
look at
kind of
sometimes.
it just reminds me of an Xbox showcase. What Xbox has been like the last few years. Third party games. indie titles, CGI trailers, and not really much first party.
Yeah, and plus a lot of these games are going to be coming to Xbox as well.
Yeah, like most of them.
Yeah,
Like most of them are coming to Xbox
so
or
it
PC.
was like almost like a bit of a waste of like a
It's just,
PlayStation
it was
showcase.
just disappointing. That's all it was.
Yeah, I don't know. Not really much else to say, to be honest.
So Xbox, the ball's in your court now.
Yeah,
You definitely need to fucking do something.
Don't
And I
fuck up.
swear to God, if I get 10 to 15 minutes of Forza, I will blow my fucking brains out. I'm tired of that being the only first party game you guys actually show off. Like, I don't give a fuck. No one, like, does anyone actually watch them like, oh my God, cars?
They're gonna do, aren't they? They're gonna show cars off for like 20 minutes and talk about it. Gonna be like,
Like, yeah, the graphics will be like realistic, the graphics will be beautiful, blah blah blah. The sound of the engine. If it's not Fast and Furious, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, man, like, give me good games.
yeah, I know.
What the fuck? Show me what your studios are doing. You bought them like 5 years ago. They have to have something ready that's working or a demo. I swear to God, if they come out and be like, the teams are just not ready. What the fuck have they been doing? Fucking shit. What is going on with Xbox? Dude, pull your finger out.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah.
PlayStation 6 out of 10.
PlayStation's 5.
6 out of 10.
We of course let us know what you thought, if you actually really enjoyed it, or you thought the same, or you maybe thought it was worse.
Did
Just
you
leave a
cry at
comment.
that game? What's it called again? Never.
Never or neither, yes. Yeah.
Never.
Leave a comment what game you were actually most excited for. Be interesting to see people have different choices, but I don't think they will because they're
People
really not
spitting
good.
us calling us normies for not liking the indie games.
Oh, I don't care. There's only some indie games that I find good and entertaining. Just
Bones
because you
only-
don't like most
Bones
of them.
only plays shooters anyway.
No, I don't.
He was like, you were texting me like, "Where's Call of Duty?
Fuck off. Where's the new expansion?
Where's
New
Modern
season?
Where's Modern Warfare 3, which is basically expansion from what I've heard or read." online.
Oh. But yeah. If you want to follow us on anything at all, of our socials or whatever, all of the links will be in the description. As always, remember to like and subscribe. That would be great. Help out the channel, and we appreciate that. And yeah, let us know just down below, just your general thoughts.
Yeah.
Yes, we'd actually be interesting to see.
And
yeah.
we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you next time with Xbox. We might have a good one.
Xbox Showcase.
Bye.
Bye bye.